Black Ops 2 is considered one of the best Call of Duties of all time. As a person who played it as much as I did, I would also agree. So I figured with all my playtime, it was about time for me to do another ranking video for it, and I'm going to be doing every single gun in the game ranked worst to best in my opinion. Some of you guys might not agree with what I have, but I think overall it's pretty telling of how I play. Like, this entire ranking shows exactly how I would play the game and what guns I obviously used the most and which ones I didn't. Some of them deserve to be a little bit higher, but some of them just didn't mesh with my playstyle as much, so they're maybe a little bit lower on the ranking than you'd expect. Now, there are 38 guns in the game, but I'm not going to include the FHJ, which is just a lock-on missile launcher. If I were to include it, it would be above number 37, just because I hate 37 that much. But the fact that it is non-lethal by technicality, I will not put it on this list. But starting off with the worst of the worst, it is the S12. Now, the S12 you get very, very early on in the game. It is a semi-automatic. It's supposed to not be too damaging, but since it's a semi-automatic, it should be good. It should be killing in like 2 to 3 shots. However, that is the S12's drawback. So when you're using the S12, you would either have one that you would kill someone in 2 to 3 shots, which is what it's supposed to do, or it would take all 10 to 12 shots to kill somebody. There was nothing in between. I actually found more success using it with a suppressor than I would a long barrel attachment, which is kind of like the opposite of what the attachment is supposed to do. But overall, the S12 was majorly inconsistent, and I just could never get behind it. Even as a shotgun user, like through and through, I could not get used to the S12. Getting the S12 gold in every single playthrough was like the worst thing ever. Absolutely hated it. It was bad. Worst gun in the game. At number 36, we are going to have the crossbow. Now, this isn't the first time the crossbow has been in Call of Duty. It came in Black Ops 1. The Black Ops 1 was a single bolt action. Same thing as Black Ops 2, but in Black Ops 2 you had 3 rounds, so whenever you'd fire one, you'd rechamber another bolt in, and you'd get 3 chances before you'd have to reload. Now, you'd think that maybe it'd be better that way, which in technicality-wise, it is better, but in a game where flak jacket was very, very apparent, and all the explosive radius and damage was really, really bad outside of the C4 and Semtex, it just wasn't that great. The secondaries in this game were absolutely out of their mind. Like, the pistols were absurd. Like, there was absolutely no reason to use the crossbow unless you're just kind of playing it for fun and you want diamond camo. If you went for that, I'm so sorry. The crossbow really, really sucks. And that is why it is number 36 on this list. At number 35, we have the RPG. So the RPG is put before the small for the sole fact that I was way more consistent with the small than the RPG. And I feel like when you use the RPG, the rocket would be a lot more unpredictable when you fired it than the small. The small would generally just go up and then down, but the RPG would just go in whatever direction it wanted. So unless you're using it within like 15 feet of somebody, you didn't even know if you're going to hit. You could be aiming at the ground and the thing could just shoot up to the sky, for all we know. And despite the fact that it had 2 shots, just like I said with the crossbow, flak jacket was very apparent. Splash damage on explosives was really, really bad. RPG, very, very apparent in it, just was not good. And coming in at number 34 is the SMA, which is the rocket launcher you get before the RPG. Now, the SMA has a free fire mode and a lock-on system, which is, I mean, it's a little bit more versatile if you want to put it that way, but it has pretty much the same damage as the RPG, maybe a little bit less. However, like I said earlier, I found it to be way more consistent than the RPG when it came to killing people, despite the fact that it only had 1 shot. That was the only downside, was that it only had 1 shot to it. But overall, it played just like the RPG, but it just felt smooth, more consistent, and that's why I ranked it just 1 spot higher than the RPG. And at number 33, we have the ballistic knife. So, a ballistic knife is bad. It's not good by any stretch. I mean, you shoot a knife, that's cool, but it's like leading the shot, and you gotta be able to predict like the drop on it. It's a little hard. It's a high skill weapon. Like, it's a 1-shot kill if you land it. You can shoot someone in the toe and you kill somebody. So if you knew how to aim and you're good with it, you probably rank it higher. It's a high skill cap. However, knifing in this game was bad. Ballistic knives were part of that knifing thing, so that wasn't great. Being able to shoot the knife was nice. It's a nice mobility. If you're going knives only in like a custom game and you're going with combat axes and ballistic knives and combat knives, it was a great time. But other than that, outside of the fun custom games, ballistic knife really didn't have any use unless you're just a god-tiered aiming with it. Not really versatile. Range on it was really bad. It was just a fun weapon in custom games. That was pretty much all it was. At number 32, this hurts my heart, but I'm going to say it's the Executioner. Everybody hates the Executioner. It was a shotgun pistol, right? You'd think, oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. Like, it's going to be broken. That's why it's unlocked so late. Like, I think it's the second to last one before the Cap 40. So you'd think it'd be great. It's not. It's awful. So it was a shotgun pistol. In theory, it was great, but in the gameplay itself, it was by far the worst pistol in the game, and it's not even close. Not only did you have to reload it one bullet at a time like you would a revolver, which is fine, like it's a revolver, you get a speed reload later on. Like with fast mag, you can just do all 5 shots or whatever. That's cool. But the damage and the range on it was so abysmal. It was actually painstakingly bad. Like bad. It was awful. If people ran this, if you ran a dual wielding, you probably get 10 hit markers straight up, like you without killing anybody. It was, the range on it was awful. Like you had to be pretty much shoving this thing down their throat for you to get it like in a 1 or 2 shot. Like it had a 1-shot kill potential, which is crazy, but it was very, very rare that it happened. I found the most success using a suppressor and a fast mag, which is really, really weird, but I felt like the suppressor tightened up the spread, if that makes any sense, and it just felt way easier to use. I don't know, that's what I ran on. I loved it. I loved the execution. I thought it was fun. It was very fun to use in Search and Destroy and TDM. I was actually halfway decent with it, but I do know that it is a very, very bad gun, and I'm just built different. I don't know, not in a good way, that's for sure. And at number 31, we have the first sniper with the SVU. It is a semi-automatic sniper. It is the first one you get. Semi-automatic might mean good. However, it is not. The damage was abysmal. The fire rate was good because it would fire at it was at a decent rate. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't like Modern Warfare 2 spam bad, but it was good enough to be used. However, if you were not holding your breath and you did not have ballistic CPU, the recoil when you shot, it was so hard to get a follow-up shot at almost anything. And considering the other snipers in this game, the SVU is by far the worst. It's not even close. It's not even a competition, really. It is a decent starting sniper, especially as a semi-automatic. However, I would honestly never touch it. It's just not my niche. I don't like sniping that much in general, unless it's for quick scoping. But the SVU by far the worst sniper in this game. And at number 30, we have the SMR, which is the second to last assault rifle that you get. People love the SMR. I think there's a little fan club going on. People might like it. You just don't use it right. It's really, really good. It's a 2-shot kill gun. I get it. I know. It's a high-power semi-automatic gun. You can put select fire on it, and it becomes a fully automatic. It's still slower. It's still a slower fire rate, but it's a fully automatic 2-shot kill, right? I found the damage to be very inconsistent. I found the iron sights are fucking awful. Oh my god, they're terrible. So you had to waste a slot on a red dot sight or something, and it just felt clunky. I don't know. Like there's the FALs in this game, and the FAL felt so good. But for some reason, the SMR just felt so wrong, and it made no sense. The SMR is supposed to be an upgraded version of the FAL, but it wasn't. It was honestly the complete opposite. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just the handling on it. I don't know if it was just the maps or like something was about the recoil. Or I don't know. Even when I used it, it just felt wrong. Nothing felt right about it, and it sucks because it's supposed to be a good 2-shot kill semi-automatic assault rifle. However, it just wasn't that. At least to me. I'm sure people out there will say, oh, it's really, really good. For me personally, I was not a fan. I hated it. I would use it as like a troll gun pretty much, but me actually going out there and doing it and using it in a daily basis, I would never. Now at number 29, we have the B23R. Might be a hot take. I think the B23R is not that good. I get it. It's supposed to be the little brother to the M93 Raffica in Modern Warfare 2, which, I mean, pre-nerf or post, yeah, pre-nerf B23R was that. It was busted. It was so good. But as the life cycle of the game went on and they nerfed it and they nerfed it and they nerfed it, it just didn't feel as good, you know? Like before it would kill in 1 burst, 2 bursts. Now it feels like it takes almost an entire clip to kill somebody. That might just be because I'm really, really bad at aiming. With a tack knife and a suppressor on the B23R, it felt so satisfying. It felt like a secret agent. I'd run it all the time. It honestly felt like a really, really good gun. It felt good. It felt quick. The burst wasn't too slow. You could pretty much fire it as fast as you wanted. It's just the nerfs just kind of put it into the ground and the damage just wasn't there. The damage range definitely fell off, which only made the silencer attachment way worse on it, but it never changed me from ever using it. If this was pre-nerf B23R, I would put it a lot higher, but this is where the game's at now. I don't think the B23R is as good as where it used to be, and I think that, sadly, this is just where it belongs. And speaking of nerfing, we are on to number 28, which is the PDW. This was a fall from grace. This was crazy because when I first played the game, the PDW is by far the most broken gun in the game. Damage was good. Recoil was pretty much non-existent. Damage range was good. It was the most versatile gun in the game by far, and they nerfed it to the ground. If you go back, if you load a Black Ops 2 right now and you try to use the PDW, it is awful. It is terrible. It feels so inconsistent. Yes, they didn't even change that much. They upped the recoil. The damage range was dropped a little bit. I think the damage itself was dropped maybe a peg or 2, or it stayed the same. I'm not really sure. But somehow them doing those minor things just killed it. like into like non-existence. Already the SMGs in Black Ops 2 were really, really good. So it has a lot of competition, but with the nerfs, it just kind of fell down the ladder more and more and more. And now I would consider it the worst SMG in the game, which is actually very, very crazy. But sadly, that's just kind of where it's at. Like, it has a 50 round mag. It's great. It's cool. But it's going to take at least like 10 shots probably in your mag to kill somebody, which is a little bit more than necessary. Plus the fast fire rate. So you bullet hose this thing really quick. But yeah, just the damage range, just don't keep it up there anymore. And it's downhill, man. At number 27, we have the QBB LSW. This is your starting LMG along with the MK48. This one fired at an exceedingly fast rate. This thing's fire rate was insane. The damage on it wasn't that much because of the fire rate was really, really good. There was not a lot of recoil on this thing either, which is really, really nice. But again, it just kind of got overshadowed. Well, honestly, all the LMGs in this game are pretty solid. And LSW is by far the most forgettable one, which just kind of sucks because it looked cool. It sounded neat. It sounded very metallic. I kind of liked it. But considering the other LMGs in this game, you just wouldn't pick the LSW over it for like anything, really. We'll get to the other three later on, but I think LSW overall wasn't a bad gun. It just got put in a really bad spot with being put against 3 other really good LMGs. At number 26, we have our second shotgun with the M1216. Very unique shotgun. Most shotguns are either pump action, fully auto, or semi-automatic. This one took it's kind of like a mix. It's a fully automatic, but after 4 or 5, after 4 shots, you rechamber the barrel. So you shoot 4, you rechamber the barrel, you shoot 4 again, you rechamber the barrel, and you don't have to reload until you do that 4 times. Very, very unique gun. The fully automatic part is really good, especially up close, but the range and damage drop-off is really, really rough. And that's obviously to offset the fully automatic section of it. Overall, it feels great. It is so light. The mobility on it is great. I absolutely love it. It is a fun shotgun to use, I will say. If you want to go away from your pump action and your semi-automatic, and even if you want to go fully automatic, but with like a little twist, the M1216 is really, really cool. It's very, very neat. I like to use it quite often. I just don't think it was that great. It fit my playstyle very much. I absolutely adored it. But overall, I know that there's better guns up here. The M1216 was a lot of fun to use. Like, we won't be seeing another shotgun here for a long time on this list, but that's only because those two are like considered like some of the best shotguns like ever. So the M1216 getting put with those is kind of rough. Also, unlocking this thing at level 52 was a little bit long because obviously the shotguns you get beforehand are a lot better than this one. But like I said, still fun to use. Still had a great time with it. 26 is a fair spot. On to number 25. This might be the hottest take on this list. I have the M8A1. All right, before you grab your pitchforks and torches, give me a second. I'm not very good with burst weapons. I hate burst weapons. I'm not accurate with them. I don't like having to hit more than like the whole entire burst of it because people are just jumping around and stuff like that. Black Ops 2 wasn't really that apparent. For some ungodforsaken reason, I cannot use really, really good guns in Call of Duty games. I just physically cannot do it. M8A1 is a prime example. It is supposed to be a good gun. It is the second to last assault rifle you get. Everybody adores it as like the top assault rifle in this game. Is so versatile up close. It's so good at a range. It's like no recoil. The damage on it's great. I cannot use it to save my life. I don't know if it's my playstyle. I don't know if it's because it's the burst. I just cannot figure my way around the M8A1 and it bothers me. It bothers me because I know the potential of it. And I know it's supposed to be really good. But first, I just cannot use it. In Advanced Warfare, I got the Obsidian Steed day 1. I could not use the Obsidian Steed consistently. And it's the same thing with the M8A1. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the Call of Duty gotchas don't have it in me to use like really good weapons or something. But I just couldn't use the M8A1. I know it's good. I've seen videos on it. I've seen pro players use it. I know it's a great gun. But first, I just cannot use it. And for that, I have it at 25. I did not like the M8A1. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all you M8A1 lovers that you got to see it this low, but that's just kind of where I'm going to put it. And at number 24 above the M8A1 is the MK48, the real number 1 starting LMG that you get in Black Ops 2. It is nothing special. It is nothing bad. It is just a simple LMG with a good fire rate, decent damage, no recoil, and it's your starting LMG. It is good. It is very basic. There's nothing wrong with it. The reload time on it's a little, it's slow on the slower side because obviously you got to take out the top part and then got to take the magazine out and all that fun stuff. However, you have 100 bolts in the clip. You put extended mag on. I think it's 125 or 130 something. I'm not entirely sure, but it is a great gun. Very underused for some reason. I don't know why people kind of overlook this. I mean, granted, the 2 other LMGs that are be coming up. I mean, I don't blame anybody for using those ones over the MK48, but the MK48 was just as good in most situations, and I hated to see it be not used. So I'm gonna give it some appreciation here. Number 24 is not bad. It's not in the top half, but it's still pretty good. And at number 23, we have the Vector, a fast-firing, low-damage, no-recoil SMG that you get near the early parts of the game. This pretty much came from Modern Warfare 2. It's pretty similar in that stance, where it has not a lot of damage, high fire rate, no recoil. So it's just your basic SMG that's really good close range. Mid range, you gotta really hit your shots, but because there's no recoil, it's really not that bad. And then it just really sucks at a fire range. You shouldn't use an SMG at a fire range unless it's one that's later on in this list. The Vector felt good. It was light. The mobility on it was good. The reload time was good. It just felt nice. I really liked the Vector. The Vector just felt smooth. There's nothing really bad about it besides the damage drop off at a range, but you're never going to be using an SMG for range anyways. So in those areas where it's supposed to be good at, it was good at. And again, I don't think it was used as much as other SMGs because they were just better. However, the Vector itself was not a bad SMG by any means, and that is why I'm putting it at number 23. Number 22, 21, and 20 are all going to be the rest of the snipers, so you can obviously put these in whatever order you want them in, but this is just the order that I view them in. At number 22, we have the Ballista. Usually everybody's favorite in this game. Good fire rate, good rechamber time, lightweight mobility, aim down sight speed was the fastest in the game out of the sniper rifles. Overall, everybody's quick scoping gun of choice. It was this or the DSR. I didn't like the lesser damage of the Ballista than the DSR. I agree, everything else is good. The mobility is good, aim down sight speed is good, rechambering time is good. Everything else is better. I'd hate if you use iron sights on the Ballista, fuck you. But other than that though, the Ballista was a great gun. It was good. Like I said, quick scoping, all my friends preferred that one over the DSR. Me, on the other hand, I like my high hitting ones, so the Ballista being the lowest hitting out of the 3 is why it's at number 22. And at number 21, we have the second semi-automatic with the XPR. The XPR, I put above the Ballista. 1, better damage. 2, semi-automatic, but better. It's better than the SVU in like every single way. There's a lower magazine size, however, in every other side it was good. When you shot, the recoil wasn't that bad, so you can hit your follow-up shots really, really nicely. The fire rate was slower, but that didn't matter because you would generally be killing people in one shot with this because it's a high damaging sniper. A lot of people didn't use it because it just looked clunky. It didn't look good. Plus it's semi-automatic. However, it is a really good sniper. Very underutilized. Not enough people used it in the sniping aspect because people just want to go for clips and they like the bolt action, which I don't blame them. But overall, the XPR is a great sniper. Very versatile. Good at range. Good at what it's supposed to do. And like I said, that one-shot kill potential was always nice from the waist up. Big bonus points. And to the best sniper rifle in the game, in my humble opinion, it is the DSR. The DSR fired slower, it was heavier, slower aim down sight speed. However, it just hit harder. I liked it. It was way more consistent with the one-shot kills. The Ballista, you gotta aim from like the chest up. The DSR, you just gotta aim waist up. I usually aim for the waist, like that little stomach area, so that DSR fit me way more than the Ballista ever did. Anytime we do a quick scoping challenge, you always see me with the DSR. I might get killed way more times because I don't aim down sights fast enough. However, I did enjoy it more. Plus, it just sounds nice. It's really, really cool. And they nerfed it because the fire rate on it was too fast, so they nerfed the fire rate on it, which really sucked. But it was still good. It was still a good sniper rifle. It did what it's supposed to do. I have no qualms with it. And that is how I'd list my snipers. Obviously, you guys probably have a different order. You guys probably put XPR at 22, Ballista at 20, and DSR at 21. You guys will probably have this a little switched up. But for me and my hard-hitting ass, that's kind of gay sus. Hold on, pause. But for me, who likes my one-shot kill snipers, I have the DSR at number 1. And with that, snipers are out of the way, and we are back to assault rifles at number 19 with the M27. The M27 was your normal M4A1, but more modern, I guess. It had low damage, good fire rate, absolutely no recoil. The damage range on it was normal of an AR. It was very versatile. M27 did not get enough appreciation just because the other assault rifles in this game are absolutely out of their minds. But the M27 was really, really good. It was very consistent. It was by far the second most or third most consistent assault rifle in this game. It just felt good. It felt clean. Everything just kind of meshed together on it well. The iron sights are really good, so you don't need to waste that, or you don't need to waste an attachment on the sight. Reload time was really nice. It just felt good. And you could use it in pretty much any map, any kind of situation you're in. Just hope to God you're not like bare bones up close, like I'm in your face, you're in my face, because it's going to take like 4 shots to kill. And a majority of the guns will probably kill me before the M27 does. But outside of that, M27 felt great. I loved it. I think it was an awesome gun. Like I said, very underappreciated. It deserves more love. It deserves to be at number 19. And this is considered past the halfway point. At number 18, we have the LSAT, which a lot of people might consider the best LMG in the game. I do not, but it is still a very, very good LMG. I hated the LSAT though. LSAT fucking sucked. If you were the guy who used the target finder on an LSAT, if you use target finder in general, I hate you. But the LSAT was very, very apparent because you could just run target finder with an FMJ attachment and you could just shoot people through objects, and it was like a cheat code, and you had like 100 mags in the clip, and the thing had a really good fire rate, really good damage, pretty much no recoil. It was very, very good, and I hated it. But I can't, just because I hated it doesn't mean like I didn't use it in my fair time. Whenever I tried to go for challenges, just like, hey, dude, let's just use an LMG or something, use a gun that you generally don't use. I'd use the LSAT. I always did good with it. I never struggled with the LSAT. LSAT was fun. But again, it was kind of janky. I just don't like using it. The other LMG I liked using a lot more because it just felt nicer and it hit harder. But the LSAT itself, it's a good LMG. I can't say it's not. So I'm just gonna put it just at the halfway point. I wanted to put it lower, but I can't, because when I went back and got footage for it and I went back and used it for a couple games, I'm like, it's still a good LMG. I can't hate on it that much. I could figure out the LSAT unlike the M81 one, I guess. I mean, it's not really hard when you just got to hold down right trigger and just shoot at somebody, and you just have like 100 bullets to go through. So eventually, 4 of those 100 bullets are going to hit somebody, and that's all you really need. All right, number 17, I'm kind of like, they're virtually the same gun, so I'm going to put them in the same thing. I'm going to put the Type 25 and the MTAR. The MTAR and the Type 25 are both your starting assault rifles. Both had pretty much no recoil. Both had a decent, good fire rate, and they didn't hit that hard, but they were very consistent in what they did. The only difference is I think the MTAR's iron sights were some of the cleanest in the game compared to the Type 25s, but the Type 25 is still very usable. Both are very versatile in what they're supposed to do. They both do their jobs well. They're both good at mobility, aim down sight speed's good, damage is nice. Like I said, no recoil virtually. I used both of them quite often. I would use these guns for quite a bit when I would like fresh restart or just go back to level 1. I would just use them because they're just good guns. I think a lot of people did not use them because they're just obviously better assault rifles, but I do think they did the job good. They were very, very good. It's like there weren't anything special and whatnot. For a beginning rifle, it is really, really nice to have. I don't think enough people used it. I think people kind of overlooked them. And like in hindsight, though, I think if you're level 1, you should be using these probably more than any other gun in the game, outside of a couple that you can get early on. But if you're going for an assault rifle wise, these two are very, very good picks, and they deserve respect, and that is why they are both at number 17. And at number 16, we're rounding out the LMGs. We have the Hammer. The Hammer was pretty much a LMG version of the Scar H of this game. The first few shots shot at a faster rate, so if you could hit those first early shots, you'd be time to kill was insane. It was clunky, it didn't have as big of a magazine as the other LMGs did, but it had like a drum mag, so the drum mag the reload time was so much faster than the other LMGs. The recoil on it was a tiny bit bouncy, but nothing you could not handle. It hit like a truck. The high stopping power on it was amazing. The range on it was really, really good. So no matter if you're far or up close, the Hammer would melt people. It was amazing. Again, I think people use the LSAT more than the Hammer, which really sucked, because I think the Hammer was a better LMG in retrospect. But that's just my opinion. I use the Hammer quite often. When I use any LMG, I always go with the Hammer. The Hammer feels great. It deserves more love and attention than what it got. I know it has a fan club, which it deservedly needs. And I think 16 is a nice and fair spot for it. And at number 15, we have the MP7. That is the first SMG that you get in this game, which is really weird because Black Ops 2 came out right after Modern Warfare 3, and Modern Warfare 3's MP7 was absolutely busted. It was so good. And when Black Ops 2 came out, it was the first SMG you got ever. He's hopping on like, oh my god, it's gonna be that good. It was good. I don't think it's nowhere near as good as the MP3 version, but it was still a very, very solid SMG. The mobility on it was great. It was lightweight. It still had a massive magazine size. Virtually no recoil. The damage on it was definitely nerfed from Modern Warfare 3. The damage range was obviously nerfed in Modern Warfare 3, but it still had the clean iron sights, so that's one less thing you have to worry about. It was very versatile and is a very good SMG, especially for starting wise. It competed with the PDW for a good bit, and then once the PDW fell off from all the nerfs, the MP7 just rose up, and it was pretty much everybody's go-to SMG at the early game, which I mean I understand because it was really, really good. 15 I think is a fair spot for what the job it did and where it was at. Good SMG, nothing bad about it, nothing amazing about it, but still a very, very good gun. And at number 14, this is where people might get angry. I put the SWAT. Yes, I put the SWAT over the M8A1. Sue me. I don't care. I love the SWAT. As I was saying with the M8A1, I'm not very good with burst weapons. I'm not a big fan of burst weapons. For some reason, the SWAT just always felt right to me, and I don't understand why. I don't know if it was because it was a 3 burst instead of a 4 burst like the M8A1 was. I don't know, because it hit harder. I don't. The recoil was definitely pretty similar. They were very similar, but I think the SWAT was more like an M16 from like an older Call of Duty than it was anything else. And I like the M16. M16's always felt nice to me. So I think that was the reason why I used the SWAT more. The SWAT just felt normal. It just felt like a good marksman rifle. Like at a range, it was really good. Up close, you're pretty much gonna hit your burst, and the gun was a 1 burst kill. So you'd consistently get those kills whenever you needed. And with that consistency, it just felt way more consistent than the M81 did. Are you good? Anything you want to say? I might include this. You want to say anything to YouTube?
Hey, if you guys enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. And that's about it. Have a good day. Love you all.
Thank you, Mikey. Closing statement on the SWAT. Very good gun. Very balanced. Better than M81. Fuck you. And it was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it unlike every other burst weapon I've ever played with. And number 13, we're getting into the really good guns now. We have the 5.7. The 5.7 was a pistol, obviously. It fired as fast as your finger could pull the trigger, and I absolutely loved it. The damage on it wasn't insane, it wasn't broken, but because the fire rate cap was pretty much non-existent, you could, oh my god, you could bullet hose people easily with this pistol. It had a 20 round magazine, which is really good. And on top of that, it's a pistol, so you could just run around with pretty much a knife in your hands and just run around killing people. The range on it was really good. The damage drop-off was not bad at all. It's what you'd expect from a pistol, but it felt so clean. It felt so good. All the pistols in this game felt great, except for... Now, you know what? For me, even though I put the B23R and Executioner really low, I still like the way they felt. The 5.7 is pretty much the same exact way. It just felt nice. I loved using the 5.7. The 5.7 is my second most used pistol in this game. There are 2 pistols that are better, and we're going to get to those in a little bit. But the 5.7 itself, again, great pistol, amazing secondary. All the pistols in this game are very usable, which is why you never use anything other than a pistol as a secondary for the most part. Unless you're running overkill like a little bitch. Yeah, the only reason that you'd run overkill is for a riot shield. But if you're that person, you know, I mean, high five, dude, high five, fuck yeah, dude, I was that guy too. But if you weren't running riot shield on your back, 5.7 was an amazing secondary to go to. Pull it out quick, instantly kill people, laser people, mow them down. You have 20 bolts in a clip. Awesome pistol. And coming in at number 12, we have the first DLC weapon ever to come to Call of Duty with the Peacekeeper. So the Peacekeeper was a good take and a good mixture of both an assault rifle and a submachine gun. It had things to both. It had a mobility of a submachine gun, but it had the damage and range of an assault rifle. Iron sights were really clean, and honestly, it felt really good. The only issue I have with it is that it was stuck behind a paywall where you had to buy a DLC to get the gun. But obviously they changed the formula later on. But at that time, the only way to get it is to buy the DLC that the Peacekeeper was included with. But if you were able to get the hands on the Peacekeeper, it was an awesome gun. The good balance between an AR and an SMG was really good. Everything felt fresh, it just felt nice. Damage drop-off wasn't that bad, it just felt good and smooth. And for a first DLC weapon, obviously they did a great job. I thought the Peacekeeper is great. Obviously later on they add like other stuff and other different weapons. But the Peacekeeper was a good balance because it didn't break the game. And 2, it just felt like it perfectly fit into the game to begin with. I don't know why they didn't just put it in the game, but I'm not getting into that overall, because that doesn't affect how the gun actually plays. But overall, the Peacekeeper played great. Absolutely loved it. Coming in at number 11, we have the FAL. I think it was the first or second gun that was banned in competitive play because it was just busted. So we had the SMR earlier, that hit hard like a truck. The FAL was pretty much that, but it was just better in like every way possible. It had a bigger magazine size, less recoil, pretty much virtually the same damage, and a faster fire rate. Like, it would beat the SMR in any day of the week. People loved the FAL. Again, this could be another situation with M81. I could not figure out the fucking FAL to save my life. I don't know why. I put select fire on it. I used it like regular semi-automatic mode. I was not good with the FAL under any circumstance. Like, I struggled with it and I hated it. But I know how good it is. And I am like, I struggle with it, but even when I got really good games on it, I had great games with it kind of thing, because I know its potential and I got to see the highest potential of it. I never got to see that with the M81. I just never had really good luck with it. But the FAL, I got to see the highs and downs, or the ups and downs. The FAL is really good. My friends adored it. Everybody adores the FAL. I mean, it was so good it got banned. The consistency, the versatility of it all, it was a great assault rifle. It's middle of the road as well. Like you get it, I think, like around like level 20 something. So very, very good AR. Iron sights weren't terrible, but they weren't exactly the cleanest either. But you didn't necessarily need to waste a reticle on it. Very versatile AR, very, very good. I don't know. People will definitely put it higher than what I put it on their list. But I think number 11 is a fair spot for me. And coming in at the number 10 spot, we have the Chickum CQB. I love the Chickum. The Chickum was so much fun. Oh my god. The Chickum was a burst SMG, but again, it was like a 5.7 where if you pull the trigger, you shoot this thing. It's pretty much a fully automatic gun at that point because you just pull the trigger as fast as you did, and the fire rate on it was insane. People could put select fire on it. Don't put select fire on the Chickum. Run this thing burst and just pull the trigger as fast as you can, and it shoots so much faster. It's actually insane. The recoil on it goes pretty much vertical, so it's not hard to control. The iron sights on it, I liked the iron sights on it. It just felt good. It was very, very like fast paced. It's obviously Chickum CQB, close quarters combat. You would use it up close, and it just felt right. It felt so good and so clean. I use this thing way more than probably anybody else for the most part. Like, there's a fan club for this, and I'm definitely in that fan club. The Chickum it's always been one of my favorite SMGs in Black Ops 2. A lot of people might not agree. A lot of people will say like, oh, wasn't that good? The damage on it was low, whatever. You just didn't use it right, and you probably weren't close quarters. It was a treat. It was very, very fun to use. You got it like at level 36, I believe. But it was the second gun I ever brought back. Or when I prestige him, you got a prestige token. I brought the Chickum back after I brought back Scavenger or Flakjack, and one of those two. But the Chickum was always fun. I enjoyed it. I never had a bad day with it. Never had a dull game with it. It always just felt good. Never felt like it was bad. Chickum was awesome. And that number 10 is a great spot for it. At number 9, we have the second to last pistol in this list, and we have the Cap 40. A lot of people might put the Cap 40 at like number 1 or number 2 or number 3. It probably deservingly so. If you go based on statistics, that is where it should be. It is arguably one of the best pistols in Call of Duty history. It got banned from competitive play because it was that good. It was killing guns. It was killing people faster than SMGs were killing people. And as a pistol, absolutely broken. I don't think it was the best pistol in the game, though. That's just me. Cap 40 was a fully automatic. The Cap 40 had 20 bullets, and you could spray people through it. It'd take like 3 to 4 shots to kill, and the fire rate on it was insane. The damage drop-off was not bad at all. The damage was solid, and for some reason, it never got nerfed. They nerfed their PDW and the BT3 rounds on the ground, but they never nerfed the Cap 40, which kind of blows my mind. It was just a great pistol. Like, if a pistol is killing faster than an SMG up close, there's something wrong. If they do that and they never nerf it, there's also something wrong. It is probably arguably the most busted gun in this game. But just from me using all the guns on this list and whatnot, I don't think the Cap 40 is by far the best. I mean, it's a great pistol, don't get me wrong. Like, fully automatic pistol that kills in 3 to 4 shots, like pretty much 3 shots up close, no recoil, and you can just run around with it single-handedly, put an extended mag on it, put a fast mag on it, don't matter, and you're just melting people. Great fucking gun. But I do think that there are 8 better weapons than this Cap 40. At number 8, we have the Riot Shield. Let that soak in. Let that soak in. There's 38 guns in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and I put the Riot Shield at number 8. You didn't hear that wrong. I'm not going back on my word. Riot Shield is number 8. I used the Riot Shield in almost every single one of my classes, whether it was my primary or is on my back because I'm an asshole who didn't want to get shot in the back. If you guys didn't know that, if you had the Riot Shield as an overkill weapon and you had it on your back, it protected you from the backside for the most part. You could crouch and like look up, and you couldn't get shot from behind you. It was amazing. Great cheese from being shot from behind. Saved me so many times. If you hate it, join them, bro. Do the same thing. It's great. It's awesome. The Riot Shield itself was cool. So like you could like plant it, and you could like sit behind it and use it as like a little cover piece, and you can pick it back up, or you can like look through. Like, it's like a little hole that you could like look through to see enemies. I mean, first of its time, it was really, really cool. I liked it. I thought it was fun. Riot Shield bashing was so much fun. You could hit a Riot Shield through a Riot Shield kind of thing, and those are always good. You just got to know how to use it to properly get good with it, because obviously there's like latency issues and stuff like that. So when you see somebody run to your left or your right, you have to like really swing over to that direction for you to like protect yourself because of latency issues. So if you're going at like this pace that they're running by you at, on their screen, you're not protected. So you have to like go before that and like lead it. But as a person who used the Riot Shield way more times than I ever needed to, I got really good with it, and I absolutely love the Riot Shield. It is such a fun gun to use. My favorite memory on it was playing on Carrier with this, and we played Domination, and I got my score streaks 3 times over, and I died once. I think I finished with like 50 or 60 kills. I think 10 of those, 10 or 12 of the kills were riot shield, which is great. It was awesome. But overall, great gun. Very fun to use. Good for crowd control. Legitimately great as like a distraction or like any kind of objective game mode. It was awesome. Put that with Blackjack Attack Mask. Perfect. At number 7, we have the second to last SMG. And we have the Scorpion Evo, one of the fastest firing SMGs in Call of Duty history. It was the last SMG you got in the game. It was amazing. It was a bullet hose. It had 32 bullets, and you would fly through them so fast, but it would kill people so quick. Like, you pull the trigger for like half a second, people in front of you just dead. Like, it shot so fast. So the damage on it was nice. There was a little bit of vertical recoil, but it was nothing that was like not manageable. Whatever you do, just don't put rapid fire on this, because this thing becomes like you'll pull the trigger for like half a second, the bolt's gone, and then you gotta reload. Like, don't do that. This thing fires so fast, but it's really clean. It is really, really good from like medium to short range. Long range engagements, it kind of slacked in, obviously, because the fire rate is just kind of, it would be too bouncy, but you can still use it at far range if you really know how to use it. Now, the Scorpion I used quite often. I enjoyed the Scorpion for what it's worth. I didn't use it as much as the next SMG in this list, but the Scorpion was, honestly, I think the Scorpion is probably my favorite SMG in this game. It just felt good, and with my close quarters combat playstyle, it played it so well. So yeah, I think number 7 is good. You could probably swap these two depending on where you want to put them, but number 7 I think is where it belongs for me. And number 6, we're rounding out the SMGs now. We have the MSMC. In versatility wise and usage wise, I think the MSMC is the best gun in this game. I don't even think there's a question of it. They have the mobility of is pretty much a peacekeeper, but better, because I had better iron sights, and the recoil was a little bit, well, no, the recoil was a little bouncy, but just the versatility of it, and it wasn't behind a paywall called a DLC. MSMC was accessible to everybody. It was clean, it felt good, it felt smooth. The damage on it was deceptively good for an SMG. The damage range on it was nice. It had a slow enough fire to where you wouldn't bullet hose everybody, but it was consistent enough to where you could definitely kill like at least 3 to 4 people without having to reload. It was by far the smoothest gun in this game. It felt so nice. It felt so good in like all the right ways. Like if you watch pro games, it was either the M81 or the MSMC, depending on their play style. I think the MSMC beats the M81 any day of the week. I just don't know how to describe it, but other than like it is like the perfect balanced weapon. Like, it wasn't too good, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't game breaking, like by any means. It was just a really solid, versatile gun that it could be used in any situation, no matter what. And now we're into the top 5. And at number 5, we have the last pistol on the list. We have the TAC-45. I love the TAC-45. I think the TAC-45 is by far the best pistol in this game. I think it's top 2 pistol all time. It felt so good. It was a semi-automatic pistol. When you look at this and you look at the model, you're like, this thing's not going to hit for shit. And then you start using it and you're like, oh shit, I'm 2-tapping people with this TAC-45. Sometimes, sometimes through at a range, it's a 2-shot kill potential on a pistol. And the fire rate on it is really good. It's a little bit slower than the 5.7, but 5.7 there pretty much wasn't a fire cap, so if that tells you anything. TAC-45 was the pistol I went to by far the most. It wasn't even close. The TAC-45 just felt nice. It was small, it was compact, iron sights were good. Like I said, killed in about 2 to 3 shots, any range. It was absolutely ridiculous. You could put a long barrel attachment on it, and I'm pretty sure that would make it a 3-shot kill no matter how far someone was. On a pistol, mind you. And this pistol had virtually no recoil on it. So I think versatility-wise, I think it's better than the Cap-40 in every retrospect. I think the Cap-40 can kill up close, but I think the TAC-45 kills better overall. Like, even up close, you could 2-shot people up close with the TAC-45, no issue, in the same time that it would take for the Cap-40. I like the contrast from how dinky and small, and like it just didn't look like it was going to do anything. Like, it just did not look like it was going to be shooting anything good, to like, oh yeah, I'm just going to 2-shot, 3-shot people, and this is by far the one of the highest damaging pistols that we've ever had in Call of Duty. And it was so good. TAC-45 was so clean, and that is why I'm putting it at number 5. And at number 4, we are having the AN-94, the last assault rifle that you get in this game. People would say the AN-94 is the best gun in this game. It's up there. I think, like, if we're looking at pure statistics, M8A1, MSMC, A94 are the best guns in this game. It's like, I think those 3 are, I don't even think it's close to anything else. A94 had a really weird thing where the first 2 bolts on the, whenever you fired, were like shot faster. So if you could like time that, the time to kill on this thing was absolutely fucking crazy. It was pretty much a futuristic like AK-47 variant, had a nice iron sight. Iron sights were actually very, very, very clean. The recoil on it was pretty much non-existent. The damage on it was great. Damage range was great. Honestly, such a good assault rifle. It was so good. It felt smooth. It felt clean. Everything about it just felt nice. And the fact that it was the last assault rifle that you got made sense. It was a well-deserved reward for getting to that level. I don't think it's the best assault rifle in this game though, which might be a little bit of a hot take. But I think it's up there. I mean, you could switch them honestly. I wouldn't be upset if you put the A94 over the number 3 spot. But I think, in my opinion, A94 is worse than that one just by a smidge. It's not even by a whole lot. But overall, A94, great assault rifle, and I think it's very deserving of a number 4 spot. At number 3, we're running out the assault rifles, and we are going to have the Scar H. The Scar H, by far, in my opinion, is like one of the best assault rifles in Call of Duty history. Or not even like the Call of Duty, but I love the Scar class, like the Scar H, the Scar L. Any of the Scars I love in any Call of Duty they're in because they're just it's a slow firing but hard hitting gun every single time, and the iron sights are always so clean, and I absolutely love it. The Scar H had such a heavy sounding, like firing sound in this game, so it made it seem so heavy and it felt so good. I absolutely love the Scar. The Scar is great. Again, there's another version called the Hammer in this, which is an LMG version. It's pretty much the same thing, and like the fire rate issue at the start for the Hammer is not in the Scar. But the Scar overall, I think, was way more versatile. If you put a stock on this thing, if you put stock on any assault rifle, it's game over. It just felt good. There's like virtually no recoil. Damage on it was great. Damage output was awesome. It just looked nice and clean. It just felt nice and clean, and it hit like a truck, and I absolutely loved it. I think that's why I like the Scar more than AN. In hindsight, is because the Scar hit harder than the AN94. It just felt heavy. It just felt good. It felt like you were just carrying around like this, I don't know, this cannon of a gun called the Scar H. When you fired, you just felt so powerful, you know? Like just how hard it sounded, like how heavy it felt. Ooh, I love the Scar. Scar is great. Very deserving of this number 3 spot. And now we are down to the final 2 guns. If you know me, if you know how I like to play my games, you should not be surprised by these last 2 guns. It's not even close. I love the Scar H. Scar H is great, but these 2 guns are on a level of their own, and they're both shotguns, obviously. At number 2, we have the Remington. The Remington was your starter shotgun, pump action, basic. It was obscenely good. It was so good. They nerfed it a few times, but even after they nerfed it, it was still a really, really good gun. It just felt clean as your standard pump action shotgun, but it just felt so nice for some reason. It felt super satisfying. The one-shot kill range was very, very generous, and I probably put more time using the Remington than any other gun in this game. It's might be close to the number 1, but I think I used the Remington more than any other gun. When I would fresh start, I would always get my Remington gold as fast as I possibly could. The fastest I ever got it was level 15. The Remington just felt nice. Everything about it was good. I was a diehard Remington fan through and through, and I still love the Remington to this day. I have so many fond memories of it. Anytime I have great games, it's usually with the Remington. Remington are the number 1 gun. But it just felt good. It just felt nice. It felt like a very standard pump action, and it just felt heavy. It felt like it hit hard. I have so many good memories with this thing, and it has a special place in my heart. And I would consider the Remington the top 3 or 4 shotgun all-time in Call of Duty. Like, I absolutely love the Remington. But top 3 or 4 is not good enough, because at number 1 we have the best shotgun in Call of Duty history, in my humble opinion, and that is the KSG. The KSG is the epitome of you need to use it, and it's an epitome of like a high skill gun. The KSG was an instant one shot from a majority of the ranges, from usually waist up. It was pretty much like a pocket sniper in a shotgun form. The range on it was deceptively long, and the damage on it was awesome because it is unlike every other shotgun in this game. This one fired a slug round, so you'd have to be precise when you aim. There was no buckshot, there was no spread. It was just where you were aiming at the time, like condensed into one shot. And it felt so good. It was by far the most satisfying gun and satisfying shotgun in this game. It's not even apparently close. I absolutely loved it because, again, it's a high skill. So if you don't know how to aim, you don't aim properly, you're not going to be good with the KSG, which a lot of people would claim like it's a shotgun. Why you have to aim down sights? Because it gives you that fulfillment and that reward for aiming down sights. It gave you that fulfillment for being a good aimer. You put on a long barrel attachment on this thing, and this thing was a pocket sniper. I'm not even joking. The range on it with a long barrel attachment was insane, but I wouldn't even use it with a long barrel attachment. I would use this thing with a suppressor because I want to lower the range, and even then it was still great. If you aim for the head with the KSG and you have a long barrel attachment, though, this thing slays. It's insane how good this thing was at a range, like absolutely ridiculous. It felt good. You were a little one shot at a time, but had a 14 clip, or you had 14 shots in it before you're empty. So you had so many bullets to work with. It just felt so clean, so nice. Iron sights are awesome, so you didn't have to waste a spot on any reticle or whatnot. It's by far the best gun in this game. I don't think it's even fucking close. KSG is number one, without a shadow of a doubt. I fucking love the KSG. And there you have it. That's me ranking every single gun in Black Ops 2. Not biased at all, by the way. This is all from just my prior experience of me putting at least like 3 or 4 years into this game. But obviously, this is my list. I'm sure you guys have different opinions, so let me know what your guys' top 3 guns in Black Ops 2 are in the comments. And I want to say thanks for watching, thanks for stopping by, thanks for listening and checking out this video. If you liked it, be sure to like and subscribe. But until next time, you guys have a good day, and I love you all.